Car2Go established itself in China as well. What would you say, is that a very different move than going to the US, say, or is China just another mobility market?
Well, definitely every region in the world is different. Cultural differences, behavioral differences, that is for sure. So that is a true challenge. Even though I cannot particularly speak for Car2Go since I'm working with moovel. However, I had the great chance to follow the colleagues of Car2Go while they were exploring the Chinese market during that time, and that was a long discussion to enter the Chinese market. And since April, May this year, actually they entered China in Chongqing, and incredibly, in only 2 months, they reached 78,000 subscribers to the service. So that was and still is a huge success. And however, everything can be planned, and was really well planned by the colleagues, as I know by heart, because I know the colleagues and I had the chance to follow that through. However, you cannot plan everything. So it's also kind of, and that's also the charm and great element of our industry, and what we are doing is we explore things, and we are innovative. And that also means sometimes, you analyze, but then you need to launch it, you test it, and you tweak it, and you need to learn from what is going on. And right now, we can definitely say Chongqing is a success with a lot of subscribers. And interestingly enough, and that is really different compared to the other Car2Go cities. In all other Western Car2Go cities, Car2Go in terms of price is somewhat positioned in between public transit and taxi. In China, though, since taxis are so cheap, the Car2Go is more expensive than driving a taxi. So interestingly enough, meaning not being driven by a taxi driver, meaning self-driving, is more expensive than being driven. But it has a huge success, and I love it.
So is it a matter of prestige than driving yourself?
I would say so. I would say so because that is some even there's a kind of anecdote. The colleague was telling us there was one China visit he had 1 year before launch, that they were really in the hotel talking about Car2Go. I mean, not yet present in China, and in the hotel, the employees were talking about, oh, that's the reason when I will do my driver's permit. So they never had a driver's permit before, but because Car2Go was coming into town, they had the aim to do their driver's permit.
Okay. What's kind of the next big region that you envision to enter or to move into?
Well, with I cannot speak for Car2Go. With moovel, definitely the aim is to be a global network. Again, Stuttgart, Hamburg, we are present here. In the United States, we are market leader in terms of the digital ticketing for public transit. Meaning 13 cities we are already providing with the digital mobile ticketing, 17 cities in total. So that's the United States, that's Germany. Right now we are testing some other applications for creating this further network throughout other countries, and our aim is definitely to create a global network, and we are quite confident that we are on a very good path here.
Okay. Who would you say are your main competitors?
The main competitors, that is interesting. I mean, providing a platform for on-demand access directly would come in mind that you have to consider other big platforms who already own a lot of users, who have already a global network. That definitely is something which we have to take in mind. And what we see is basically, and that is interesting, an interesting observation, that all these big platforms like take Amazon, take Apple, take those who are providing huge networks and platforms, are a little bit going into the mobility space, whereas the car manufacturers are somewhat going into this platform space. So there's an area, I think, which is now a little bit obvious, that those companies and thoughts are meeting there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.